After being betrayed and thrown out of his own biotech company, a brilliant scientist snaps and plans his revenge. Just 1 week later, a truck pulls into the heart of the city. The driver steps out, opens the valves, and releases a mysterious gas. Within moments, people begin collapsing. As the toxic cloud spreads, panic takes over. Cars crash, streets overflow with bodies, and the city descends into total madness. Meanwhile, the guests inside a nearby hotel remain completely unaware of the chaos unfolding outside. They continue dancing and enjoying the celebration when suddenly an accident nearby sends a glass cylinder crashing through the building. They rush outside to investigate, only to witness a dense cloud of toxic gas rapidly approaching. Yuiju urges everyone to get back inside the hotel immediately. The group listens and retreats, but Yongnam stays behind. His sister has just pulled up in her car. He yells for her to get out, but she doesn't understand the urgency until it's too late. The gas reaches her vehicle and she collapses. Yongnam holds his breath and rushes into the poisonous cloud to carry her inside. Though she survives, her condition is dire. She's gasping for air, her skin covered with burns and rashes. They attempt to call emergency services but get no response. Yongnam and Yuiju glance out the window and are horrified to see the entire city is covered in the mysterious gas. They don't know where it came from, but they do notice that it's steadily rising and they must get to higher ground fast. Yongnam immediately informs the others that they need to head to the roof. They build a stretcher for his injured sister and begin the climb upstairs. But when they reach the rooftop door, they find it locked. The only key is kept at the hotel's reception, located on the ground floor, now fully engulfed by toxic fumes. Determined to find an alternative, Yuiju and a few others search the floor below for anything that might help. They find a working TV broadcasting emergency news about the gas. Though its cause remains unknown, the reporter shares critical survival tips. Wearing a gas mask can protect a person for about 15 minutes if they breathe slowly, and the entire body must be covered to prevent skin damage. Luckily, the group manages to find 3 gas masks. The hotel manager suggests someone use one to retrieve the key, but no one steps forward. As time ticks away, Yongnam comes up with another plan. He learns that the rooftop door can also be opened from the other side. Being physically skilled at climbing, he volunteers to take the risk. He breaks a glass panel by throwing objects at it, ties a rope around himself for safety, and gets ready to leap across buildings. His family begs him not to go, but he jumps anyway, grabbing onto a ledge of a neighboring building. Yuiju tosses him some chalk powder and a carabiner to help him keep climbing without slipping. Yongnam then begins jumping across rooftops with impressive agility, but eventually he finds himself stuck. He can't reach the next ledge because his rope has reached its limit. With no other option, he detaches himself from the rope, fully exposing himself to danger. Despite the high stakes, he pushes forward. He almost slips, but summoning every last bit of strength, he pulls himself up and makes it. After catching his breath, he unlocks the door and allows his family to come up to safety. Once on the rooftop, the family desperately tries to attract the attention of a helicopter flying nearby. They form the shape of the letter H and flash their phone lights as an SOS signal, and finally, the chopper notices them. A rescue team arrives and begins airlifting people to safety, one by one. The family is loaded into the helicopter, but when it's finally Yongnam and Yuiju's turn, a weight alarm sounds. As they've reached the aircraft's weight capacity, the two are told they'll have to stay behind and wait for the next helicopter. But the gas is rising fast and there's no time to wait. They grab the 3 gas masks found earlier and pack as much rope as they can find. Wrapping their bodies completely in plastic to minimize exposure, they head into the toxic streets, hoping to find shelter before the gas catches up to them. After wandering through the city for a while, Yongnam and Yuiju climb to the top of a building, hoping to find safety. But to their horror, the poisonous gas has already reached the rooftop. They retreat back down to the streets and eventually find refuge in another building that hasn't yet been touched by the gas. They discard their damaged gas masks, take a few sips of water, and prepare for their next move. From where they are, the building across the street is their only hope for escape, but it's too far to jump. Using dumbbells as anchors, they attach the rope and toss it across to the other side. Once they confirm it's secure, Yuiju volunteers to go first since she weighs less. Her background as a former climbing champion serves her well, and she successfully makes it across without trouble. But as Yeongnam gets ready for his turn, the creeping smoke begins reaching the building. Time is running out and danger is closing in fast. Still, he manages to climb the rope and reach the other side just in time. Meanwhile, officials discover that water can neutralize the deadly gas. They begin deploying water systems to fight it off, but completely clearing the area will take several days. Back on the ground, Yeongnam's father arrives at a safe zone and notices 2 news reporters operating a drone. Realizing this might be his best shot to find his son, he pays them a large sum to search the hotel's vicinity. Elsewhere, Yeongnam and Yoo-ju enter another building. Since the building is tall and still safe, they decide to stay and wait for the next rescue chopper. But suddenly, a gas station nearby explodes, sending the deadly smoke in their direction. Yoo-ju spots a towering construction crane in the distance and suggests they climb it. Though hesitant, Yeongnam agrees since there's no better option. As they make their way across the city again, the drone hired by Yeongnam's father finally locates them. It begins following their movements and streams their harrowing journey live. Soon the whole nation is glued to their screens, cheering for their courage. The 2 eventually reach the final building near the crane. Unfortunately, the gap between the rooftop and the crane is enormous, with the toxic gas quickly closing in. They embrace, assuming this could be their final moment, but just then they hear a buzzing sound. Dozens of drones appear overhead. It turns out that after witnessing their escape online, countless citizens across the city sent their drones to help. Filled with new hope, Yeongnam comes up with another plan. He instructs one of the drones to hook a rope onto a pipe on the crane. Then he and Yoo-ju secure themselves to the rope and try to swing across. But the swing doesn't go as planned and they end up dangling in midair, stuck between buildings. Worse still, the pipe they attach to begins to come loose. Yoo-ju grabs a pair of pliers and cuts one end of the rope, hoping it will allow them to swing to the other side. But the other end of the rope slips loose too. The entire country watches in horror as the 2 fall into the thick cloud of gas. The rescue helicopter, assuming the worst, begins to fly away, but just then the pilot spots a flare on top of the crane tower. Upon closer inspection, he realizes Yeongnam and Yoo-ju are alive. They somehow made it and are clinging to the structure. In the final moments, the pair is rescued and safely brought back. Yeongnam reunites with his parents, who scold him for his reckless behavior but are also overwhelmed with pride at his bravery. In the closing scene, Yeongnam returns Yoo-ju's carabiner to her. She smiles and tells him to give it back the next time they meet. Yeongnam understands the hint. There might be something between them. The movie ends with heavy rainfall washing over the city, signaling hope and renewal as nature begins to heal what has been destroyed.